A poor man was married to a beautiful woman. The man and his wife never quarreled. The husband loved his wife. The wife loved her husband. They were very happy. But this happy couple had a rich, handsome neighbor. He saw the poor man's beautiful wife, and he fell in love with her. I want to marry her myself, he thought. Every day, when the woman's husband was working in the fields, the rich man went to the poor man's house. "You're a beautiful woman," he said to the poor man's wife, "but your clothes are old. Why doesn't your husband buy new pretty clothes for you? I'm sure he doesn't love you. If he loved you, he would buy wonderful clothes for you. Divorce him and marry me. I will buy you beautiful new clothes, the best in the land. Then you will be the most beautiful woman in Ethiopia." At first, the woman didn't listen to the rich man, but he came to her house every day, and every day he said the same things. At last, she began to think, perhaps my neighbor is right. Why doesn't my husband buy beautiful new clothes for me? Perhaps he doesn't love me. That night, she said to her husband, "Look at me, husband. My clothes are old and ugly. I want new ones. Buy me some new clothes." Her husband smiled at her. "You don't need new clothes," he said. "You are the most beautiful woman in the world to me." She was angry. "Don't you love me?" she said. "If you love me, buy me a new dress." Her husband loved his wife, and he wanted to please her. "I have only a little money," he thought, "and I need a new plow. But I want my dear wife to be happy." So the next day, he went to the market and bought a new dress for his wife. He took it home to her, and she put it on. "Thank you, my dear husband," she cried. "Now I know that you love me." When the rich man came to see her again, she was wearing her new dress. "You see," she said to him, "my husband loves me very much. He bought me this beautiful new dress." The rich man shook his head. "But a good husband doesn't only give his wife new clothes," he said. "He gives her gold. Where's your gold necklace? Where are your gold rings? Why doesn't your husband give you those?" He opened a box and showed her some beautiful gold jewelry. "Look at these," he said. "Divorce your husband and marry me, and I will give all these to you." The woman did not listen to him. "Go away," she said. "I love my husband, and he loves me, and we are happy together." But the rich man came again every day, and every day he showed her the box of jewelry. At last, she began to think, perhaps the rich man is right. Why doesn't my husband buy gold for me? Doesn't he love me? That day, she didn't make a fire. She didn't cook a meal. Her husband came home late after a long day in the fields. He was tired and hungry. "There's no dinner for you tonight," his wife said. "You don't love me." "What?" her husband cried. "But my darling, I love you more than anything. You are the most wonderful person in the world. Then why don't you buy me some gold jewelry?" she said. When a man loves his wife, he gives her a gold necklace and rings for her fingers. Her husband looked worried. "I spent money on her new clothes," he thought. "How can I find more for gold? I'll go and see my brother. Perhaps he will lend me the money. I must buy gold for my dear wife. I want her to be happy." The next day, he went to visit his brother. "Lend me some money, brother," he said, "and I will work for you in your field." "All right," his brother said, "but you must work hard. There are many stones in my field, and you must move them all away." Her husband agreed and took the money. He went to the market and bought some gold jewelry. Then he took it home to his wife. His wife was very happy. She put the necklace around her neck and put the rings on her fingers. "Look at me," she said. "Am I not beautiful?" "You're very beautiful," her husband said. "If you are happy, I am happy." She put her arms around his neck. "Thank you. Thank you, my dear husband," she said. "Now I know that you love me." The next day, her husband went out very early. Before the sun rose in the sky, he ran to his brother's field. It was covered with stones. "I must work very hard now," he thought. "I must start early and stop late. I must pay my debt to my brother." His wife was working happily at home. I'll make a wonderful dinner for my husband tonight, she thought. He gives me wonderful presents. He works hard for me. I know that he loves me. Hello, a voice called out. Are you there? The woman went outside. Her rich neighbor was there. Ah, it's you, the woman said. Listen, neighbor, you were wrong about my husband. Yesterday, he bought me this beautiful jewelry. He loves me very much, and I love him. I will not divorce him. I will not marry you. The rich man was worried. Her husband loves her too much, he thought. If I want her, I must be clever. At last, he said, your husband gave you clothes and jewelry. But I can give you more than that. What? What do you mean? The woman cried. Can your husband make miracles? The rich man asked. Miracles? No, of course he can't make miracles. The woman answered. Only God can make miracles. Men cannot make them. But I can, the man said, because I love you. Love can make me make miracles. If your husband loves you, he can make miracles for you. If you love me, I will make miracles for you. Make a miracle for me now, the woman said. I can't, the rich man answered. You must promise to love me first. You must leave your husband and come to me. Then I will make wonderful, wonderful miracles for you. The woman said nothing, and the rich man went away. The wife slowly began to believe the rich man's words. The husband realized that he had to do something to protect his wife. He prayed, and a wizard gave him 2 magical sticks. The first stick could turn someone into a donkey, while the second stick could turn them back into a human. The husband used the first stick to turn the rich man into a donkey, and made him work hard for many years. Finally, when the husband saw that the donkey had grown old, he used the second stick to turn him back into a man. The rich man then realized his mistake and never tried to tempt another man's wife again. Meanwhile, the poor man and his wife lived happily and peacefully ever after.